Hello and welcome to JCU's Tanky Mage Guide. I know a ton of you guys were asking the last few days after I posted my video, how can you be so tanky yet deal so much damage and have so much sustain? And I gotta tell you guys, this build just has a ton of synergies. It's been so much fun. It's been so much fun not hanging back and just doing pot shots and actually being able to get into the action and really take out players and tons of CC. So anyways, we're going to get into the build here. Up first, we're going to be taking a look at the attributes. Let's go ahead and pull that up. All right, looking at our attributes here, you'll see we are rocking 200 into intelligence and 200 into constitution. Number one thing we got to point out here, obviously intelligence is going to be the trait line that is doing the most damage here for us, being a mage. But the big thing here is that we hit that 200 mark where we're going to be receiving 10 mana after each dodge. Now this is huge with medium armor because medium armor actually gives you 3 dodges instead of 2 with the light and heavy. And that's going to synergize extremely well, allowing us to build up mana stacks back and not really have any mana issues while we're using this build. The next thing that we want to be looking at here is going to be the constitution line. We are rocking all the way up to the 200 mark here for multiple reasons. The first reason here is going to be the fact that we get a huge bonus here for consumables. I think in anyone who's pretty much doing PvP, this is a requirement. Now most people are actually doing like 300, 100, and they're getting 10% of their physical armor back as health. Now it's not that efficient, especially for mage. You can actually be getting a lot more health and armor back here just by hitting that 200 mark here. And that is a huge 20% increase to armor, which is going to synergize back with that 100 trait here. Very, very, very well optimized for the mage. Being able to split between 200 up here on the intelligence and 200 on the constitution. You'll take a look here on the right and you'll notice that I do have around 11,000 health, which is just insane, especially with all things considered with how much armor I have as well. We're going to pull up the armor here, and I'm going to tell you my armor is not 100% optimized, and I will be giving you something that I am working towards. But if we take a look at the bottom here, you can see 1400 physical armor, 1771 elemental armor, just huge numbers in terms of our physical and elemental armor reduction here. But there's a lot more that goes behind the scenes to this. This is not everything that we're looking at here. There's a bunch of damage reduction that we are also getting from our gear. We're going to talk about that next. All right, we're now over here at the faction vendor, and this is where you are going to be getting the majority of your faction gear from and your armor here. We're going to pull this up, and there's a few things that I want to show you right now that's just completely broken. Let's go ahead and open the faction board and go into the rewards. We're going to be looking at the level 60 commander gear, but it doesn't have to be. I think it starts from Gladiator or Ravager, one of these two. You're going to be looking at the resilience gear here. So I believe the optimal set for medium, now don't quote me on this, is a heavy helmet, heavy chest, light legs, medium arms, and medium feet. I think that's the most optimal. I don't exactly have that because I'm working towards that. The faction gear does take a little bit of grind to get towards, but we are going to be looking at a few different things here. Now you'll notice here for the heavy, there's 2 different types. There's this one here, which costs 45,000, and then there's another one here, which costs 30,000. Now this one is going to be giving you refreshing max cooldowns, and I don't know why it's so much more expensive. And then the one down here is going to be giving you resilience. Now this right now is so bugged it's not even funny. The resilient here, it says critical hits do 4.5% less damage to you. It's actually bugged, so it does 4.5% less damage across the board. Doesn't matter if it's crit, a normal damage, whatever. You're taking 4.5% less damage across the board. So you add the numbers up, you got 5 of these armor pieces. You can get them for any light, medium, or heavy line here. And you're going to be getting a total of 22.5% damage reduction, which is just insane. It's a huge numbers, and it's a must-have right now. Very important, once you get all your gear, none of it's going to be spec'd to the way that you need. So you want to come back down here to the soldier line here, and you're going to be picking up these Oculus seals here. Now this allows you to take it to an outfitter and convert the traits that you just purchased. So maybe the traits are like strength and constitution. What we want is intelligence and constitution. So we're going to pick up 5 of these. We're going to convert all the faction gear over, and then we're going to slot it. All right, pulling up our gear once we actually have it on, you'll notice that I am rocking the Onyx gems. Onyx gems are also just completely broken. Now, I don't have my final sets of armor here. Otherwise, everything you see right now would be Onyx gem. Onyx gems right now, they do 2.5% less physical damage. Now it says physical, it's not just physical, it's actually elemental as well. It's another one of those bug things that's not quite patched yet. So until they patch it, completely busted. Let's do some numbers here. You have 5 sets of armor. You can also put it on your gear here as well. I don't have anything on this, but I know you can get it on this one. You might be able to get it on a ring. I'm not 100% sure. Don't quote me on this. But if you can, that's 20% extra reduction damage. If you can't, then it's 18.5. Anyways, if you add everything up here, gems included, plus the resilience, you're getting 40% reduction damage, which is just mind-boggling. So if something was gonna hit you for 1,000 damage, it now hits you for 600. Just insane how much damage reduction you can get using some of the bug gems and armor right now. There's a few other things as well that I want to point out here. Earrings here, this is honestly just the requirement. It's called the Gotten Gain. Now this thing you can get from farming, I forget which mob, but it's quite easy to get. And if you take a look, you hover over, zoom on in, the potions cooldowns are 25% faster. In PvP, that's insane, especially when you're talking about being tanky. It's just insane how fast you can actually pop off your potions. Makes an absolutely huge difference. This is hands down a requirement. I'll put a little link on where you can farm this, but you got to get this if you're doing PvP. The other little secret here is once you do obtain it, you can slot in your Onyx gem on it and get that reduction in damage. So super cool. Over on the weapons, I am rocking obviously the Ice Gauntlet. The gem that you want to be pairing up there, first of all, you want to get a high intelligence ice gauntlet as you can. I am rocking the Cruel gem, which is the Malachite. Now it does 12% damage against targets with an active crowd control. And if you're throwing down your Ice Storm, or the main reason that we use the Ice Gauntlet is for crowd control, so we're trying to get CC off. And it's awesome that gem synergizes extremely well with it. Now on the fire staff here, again, high intelligence. A lot of people I've been seeing are rocking Onyx gems in it, which does like, I don't know, something like 20% or something to people with full health. But here's the thing, once their health is gone, past that, like your first hit is pretty much the only thing that matters, right? I don't know, I don't really like it because then you don't get the extra effects throughout the fight. I actually really prefer this rally gem, which I believe is the diamond gem, and it does 15% damage while you're at full health. And us being so tanky with our regen and everything, I'm often at full health quite a bit, and so getting a lot of the burst damage off and just poking players down from a distance with this gem I think is way more effective than using the onyx, me personally. I don't know, there might be other people out there that say otherwise, but that's what I've been rocking with my fire staff. All right, lastly, we are going to dive into the weapon mastery. I'm going to straight up tell you guys, for the fire staff, I don't know if I'm going to say it's not the most efficient build, but I've really been enjoying it. So I'm going to go ahead and click into it. And we're not going to go over every single one. We're just going to go over some of the key points here. All of these little, you get your mana back here with the spell focus, and these ones here all help with crit damage. So while you're holding the fire staff, you get 20% increased crit, which is huge. When you get those crits on fire staff, it does a ton of damage. Now, this one's probably controversial, the fireball. Most people take it, but they don't trade it all the way out. I actually enjoy it all the way traded. I don't know why. I just find like if you throw it at your feet, that burning field just persists, and then people just kind of take a lot of damage over time. I will show you my one friend's build at the end of this, Vec, who's probably got it a little better figured out than me. He's more of an efficiency guy. But yeah, this is huge. The incinerate here, getting it all the way spec down to the bottom so that it hits twice. You'll notice a lot in the PvP videos that I put out, it just annihilates even tanks. It'll just take them down to half. It's insane how much damage this does, and huge AoE. So being so tanky, we can just jump on into the fray, rock it out when people are lined up, hit our incinerate, and it just does a huge amount of burst damage. Follow that out with some fireball damage for some burst over time, especially when healers got their little heal ring. It just like you're pretty much with these two skills just destroying those healers and tanks on the point. Now over here on the right, obviously burnout, huge utility skill here. It goes 50% further, allows you to get out of tricky situations, also allows you to close the gap, which you'll see in the highlights video a lot. But you can use this for damage too. You can fly through people and just do quite a bit of burn damage over time on them. So love the fire staff. Your fire staff is going to be your main source of damage, and your ice gauntlet is going to be your secondary source. Now the ice gauntlet I use more for like if people are trying to get away, or if we need to CC someone. You're going to want to throw down your ice storm and use your heavy attacks in the ice storm to try to freeze them. I forget which trait it is here. Trying to find it. One of these ones here. Anyways, if you hit them with that heavy attack, it as well, your critical damage goes up a bit, but you're going to be freezing people on the point. So typically what I do is I won't just spam this ice shower and this ice storm at the same time. I'll use one heavy attack into it. Then once it's done, I'll throw down the other one and continue to use the heavy attacks into that one. Obviously entombed, huge. I don't spec it out. I just have it up to here. Now I'm not at level 20 yet on this because I've been playing so much Outpost Rush and I haven't had the time to level it up. If I were, I think I would go all the way down here, get the Frostbite, also get the Defiant Freeze over here, and I'm not too sure what I would get for the last one. But yeah, Ice Gauntlet, I think it's really good for like CC and being able to just get out of tricky situations. You can get some good damage off as well with the AoEs, but I think the Fire Staff is actually better in terms of getting overall damage out. So, but this is pretty much wrapping up the build. And I mean, the strengths for this build obviously is just how tanky it is, how much it synergizes, and I think that you guys are going to have a ton of fun going from being guys who are probably pot shotting on the side and getting hit a few times and running away to just full on man molding, getting into the battle and having so much more fun on the point. You guys are going to love this build, so definitely check it out.